Hello, my wonderful learners, and welcome back to English Unlocked, the podcast. I'm Emma, and today we will practice English speaking for your future self. In this episode, you will listen, shadow, and grow your vocabulary with clear meaning, while we explore a powerful idea from psychology, the future self. This idea comes from a wonderful book by Dr. Hershfield called Your Future Self: How to Make Tomorrow Better Today. I will speak slowly with simple sentences and comprehensible input, so your brain can relax and still learn deeply. Your present self is here with me now, listening in this moment, maybe on a bus, in your kitchen, or on a quiet walk. But somewhere ahead on your personal timeline, your future self is waiting. Calmer, more confident, and more fluent in English. Every minute you spend with me today is a small gift to that future self. So take a deep breath, sit comfortably, maybe smile a little, and let's begin this gentle journey together. If you're new to our English family, I'm so happy you found my channel. We keep growing together here every day. Let's begin with a simple question. Who is your future self? Your future self is you, later in life. It is the version of you in 1 year, 5 years, or 10 years. It is still you, but you have more experience, more patience, and maybe more stability in your life. Many people never think about this person. They only think about the present self, the version of you that is here right now, listening to this podcast. The present self wants comfort. It wants pleasure today. It does not like waiting. It prefers the easy choice, the familiar language, the old habits. But the future self wants something different. Your future self wants health, stability, and meaningful relationships. It wants work that feels better. It wants you to save money, to exercise, to sleep well, and yes, to learn English in a deeper way. Your future self dreams of fluency, of speaking without fear, of understanding movies and meetings and real conversations. This future self needs your help today. So, how can we start to care more about this person? One tool is imagination. Imagination lets you picture clearly a moment from your own future. This is what psychologists call mental time travel. Mental time travel means you stay in your chair, but your mind travels forward on your timeline. You close your eyes and see yourself in another place and another year. Try it with me now. Imagine you are in a small meeting at work. People are speaking English. Someone asks you a question. In the past, your present self might freeze or feel shy or say nothing. But in this future scene, something is different. Your future self answers calmly. Your voice is slow and clear. You make small mistakes, but you keep going. Other people nod and understand you. You feel a warm sense of progress inside. When you create a vivid picture like this, the distance between your present self and your future self becomes smaller. Your future self stops feeling like a stranger or a shadow. Instead, you feel a growing connection. You start to feel motivated to help them. This is the first step, to see your future self as real, human, and close. Maybe your picture is different. Maybe you see yourself traveling in another country, asking for directions in English and understanding the answer. Maybe you see yourself studying in a foreign university or helping your child with English homework, or speaking kindly to a guest from another culture. Whatever image you choose, let it become vivid. Notice the room, the colors, the clothes you are wearing, the calm sound of your own voice. This kind of mental time travel is gentle but powerful. It prepares your brain for change. It tells your mind, this is possible for me. And once your brain believes something is possible, it slowly begins to move in that direction, one small step at a time. Now that you can see your future self more clearly, let's talk about how to actually move toward them. Many learners think progress must be big, fast, and dramatic. They imagine that one special course or one long weekend of study will suddenly give them fluency. But real learning almost never works like this. Real progress is small and soft. It grows quietly in the background while you live your normal life. I like to call this micro progress. Micro means very small. Micro progress is the tiny improvement you make each day, even when you feel nothing is changing. Maybe today you learn one new word with meaning and use it in a simple sentence. Maybe you listen to 5 minutes of this podcast while you wash the dishes. Maybe you shadow just one paragraph, repeating after me in a low voice. These actions look small, but they accumulate over time. Accumulate means to gather slowly, like drops of water filling a glass. There is another important word here: compound. When something compounds, it grows bigger not only from new effort, but also from past effort. Imagine a bank account. If you put in a little money every month and interest grows on that money, the total will slowly increase. Your English is like that account. Every minute of listening, every line of shadowing, every short practice session stays inside you. It does not disappear. New practice sits on top of old practice, and the effect compounds. This is why we talk about the long game. The long game means you are not only thinking about today or tomorrow, you are thinking ahead, asking, what will my English look like in 1 year if I continue like this? When you play the long game, you understand that small steps still matter. 1 minute of listening is still progress. 1 sentence spoken aloud is still progress. You stop judging yourself by one bad day or one difficult conversation, and you start watching the gentle curve of your learning over months and years. Of course, the present self does not like the long game. The present self wants results now. It wants comfort and pleasure, not slow growth. This is where patience becomes important. Patience is the ability to wait calmly without giving up. When you practice patience, you respect the long game. You allow micro-progress to build, to accumulate, and to compound inside you. And slowly, your fluency begins to change. Let me give you an example. Imagine a learner named Sarah. For many years, Sarah felt stuck. She tried grammar books, long vocabulary lists, and difficult videos. Every time she made a mistake, she felt ashamed and decided she was bad at English. One day, she changed her approach. She decided to listen to 10 minutes of comprehensible input every day and shadow just 5 easy sentences. At first, nothing felt different. But after 3 months, she noticed she could follow English podcasts more easily. After 6 months, she could join small conversations without freezing. After 1 year, her friend said, "Your English sounds so much better." What changed? The long game, micro-progress, and patience worked together. Sarah did not need magic. She needed a gentle system and time. When you start to see learning this way, your relationship with English changes. You stop asking, "Am I fluent yet?" And you start asking, "Did I take one small step today?" This question is kinder and more useful. It keeps you moving, even on busy or difficult days. It respects your energy, but it also respects your dream. Over time, this gentle attitude protects your motivation. You no longer fight with yourself. Instead, you walk side by side with your future self, trusting that micro-progress is always working in the background. There is another problem that many people face. The brain often sees the future self as someone separate. Not an enemy, not a best friend, just someone else. When the future you feel separate, it is easy to ignore them. You might say, "I know English is important, but I will study later." You choose comfort now and push responsibility into tomorrow. The distance between your present self and your future self grows wider. Psychologists sometimes explain that when the future self feels like a stranger, we do not feel responsible for their life. Think about how you treat a real stranger on the street. You may be polite, but you do not plan their future. You do not save money for them. You do not practice English for them. In the same way, if your future self feels like a stranger, you will not protect their health, their opportunities, or their fluency. You will choose television in your own language instead of 10 minutes of listening. You will choose silence instead of one brave sentence. So how can we change this? The answer again is connection. When you feel a strong connection with your future self, the distance shrinks. One way to build this connection is to think ahead and imagine specific moments, not general dreams. For example, imagine your future self after a long day at work. They are tired. They need English to join an important call. In that moment, will they be glad that you practiced today, or sad that you did not? This is where delayed gratification enters the story. Gratification means pleasure or satisfaction. Delayed gratification means you choose a bigger reward later instead of a small pleasure now. Your present self may want to relax, scroll on your phone, or eat snacks in front of the TV. Your future self quietly asks for something else. Please give me 5 minutes of practice. Please listen to a short podcast. Please shadow 3 simple sentences. When you choose to listen, even for a short time, you are practicing delayed gratification. You are saying, I care about the future me. Every act of delayed gratification creates a little more continuity between your present self and your future self. It turns the future you from a stranger into someone you feel close to, someone you want to support. That emotional connection is the fuel that keeps you moving on hard days. You do not need to be perfect to do this. Even choosing the future self one time in a day is powerful. Maybe 9 times you choose comfort, and 1 time you choose practice. That one choice still matters. It still changes the timeline of your life. Over weeks and months, these small choices add up. The present self starts to trust that the future self is real and important. And slowly you begin to feel proud of yourself, not because you are perfect, but because you are learning to think ahead. The author of the book that inspired this episode, Dr. Hal Hershfield, uses a special phrase, future self-continuity. Let's break it into simple parts. Future self is the person you will become. Continuity means a smooth, unbroken line. So future self-continuity means feeling that the you of today and the you of tomorrow are part of one long connected story. When future self-continuity is strong, you feel that your choices today and your life tomorrow belong to the same person. If you sleep well tonight, tomorrow you will feel better, and that you still feels like you. If you listen to English today, the future you who speaks more confidently still feels like you. Because of this feeling, you naturally make wiser and kinder decisions. When future self-continuity is weak, it feels like your life is broken into pieces. You treat the future you as if they were someone separate. You say yes to comfort and no to growth. You only look at the present moment, not at the long game. The timeline of your life feels like many short, disconnected points instead of one continuous line. This can create anxiety and instability. So, how can we strengthen future self-continuity? One powerful tool is visualization. Visualization means closing your eyes and using your imagination to see clear pictures of your life. When visualization is strong, the picture has vividness. Vividness means the image is colorful, detailed, and easy to imagine. Let's practice. Imagine your future self 2 years from now. See where you are sitting. Maybe at a desk, maybe in a cafe, maybe at home with a cup of tea. Hear your own voice speaking English with more stability. Feel the calm in your body as you explain your ideas. Notice the small mistakes, but also notice that you keep going. This picture creates an emotional connection. You are not just thinking about grammar. You are feeling a new version of yourself. This emotional connection gives you direction. Direction means you know which way to walk. It does not tell you every detail, but it tells you the general path. Listen a little every day. Shadow simple sentences, read small texts, and stay close to comprehensible input. When you do these things, your actions and your picture of the future begin to match. The continuity between your present self and your future self grows stronger, and your learning feels more stable and meaningful. Some people like to make this picture even more concrete. They write a short letter from the future self to the present self. The letter might say, "Thank you for practicing a little every day. Thank you for not giving up when you felt shy. Thank you for choosing podcasts instead of always choosing silence." Exercises like this are simple, but they increase vividness and continuity. They remind you that your future self is not far away in some other world. They are walking towards you on the same road, step by step, and every kind choice you make today brings you closer together. My wonderful learners, we are reaching the end of this long, gentle journey together. Let's look back and see what you have just done. You listened in English for many minutes. You followed a story about psychology and language learning. You practiced thinking ahead and imagining your future self. All of this was progress, even if it felt easy and soft. In this episode, we explored many important ideas: the present self that wants comfort, the future self that wants growth, the strange distance that can appear between them, and the emotional connection that can slowly close that distance. We talked about mental time travel, vivid pictures, future self-continuity, visualization, and the long game. We saw how micro-progress can accumulate and compound over time, changing your fluency in quiet but powerful ways. Maybe you did not repeat every sentence aloud, and that is okay. Simply listening to comprehensible input is already a strong habit. Your brain was working in the background, noticing patterns, sounds, and structures. Maybe you felt a little more motivated than before. Maybe you felt a little kinder toward your future self. Maybe for the first time you felt that the person who speaks confident English is not a stranger, but simply you, a little further along your timeline. Before we finish, I want you to hear this clearly. Every minute you spend with English today is a real gift to your future self. Every time you choose practice over pure comfort, you strengthen the continuity between who you are and who you are becoming. You do not need dramatic changes. You need small, repeatable actions, patience, and a gentle belief that progress is happening, even when you cannot see it yet. Curious? I'm curious? What dream will your future English help you reach? Share it below. Your story might inspire someone today. If you want to continue this work after the episode, you can do something very small. Take 2 minutes to close your eyes and picture clearly one future situation where you use English. Then open your eyes and take just one simple action that supports that picture. Listen to another short audio, read a small paragraph, or repeat 3 sentences out loud. That is all. This tiny routine keeps the connection alive. It tells your brain, I am serious about this. I am walking toward my future self. When you do this again tomorrow and again next week, these small actions accumulate. They become part of your identity, part of who you are. And one day, without a big dramatic moment, you will notice that you have become the person you imagined. I am so proud of you for staying with me to the end. You have already played the long game today by listening all the way through. Your future self is smiling, even if you cannot see them. Keep listening, keep shadowing, keep imagining, and keep walking this path with me. This is English Unlocked, the podcast. Thank you for being here, my wonderful learners, and I will see you in the next episode.